What's going on, guys? It's your guy Professor O coming through with a dose of that good yolk. I'm everywhere like broken glass. I'm around like a circle. Anyway, anyhow, let's get down to this round now. Today I want to talk about, what's the topic? I know it, but I've written it down. All right, yeah. Make it cool like that. Don't beat me up. We used to move. Mastering listening. Whew. Now, this is something that I don't want to pride myself on, but I can always say I've kind of already had a good niche to this trait, if that makes sense. You know how you naturally just have this. Some people are just naturally good at talking, naturally good at listening, naturally good at building, naturally good at, just a few traits that you're just born with, right? And then everything else you kind of work around that central trait, right? Well, for me personally, it's been always charisma and listening. Now, when I say the word listening, I want to get more into it, but I want you to have it's a firm distinction from listening and obeying. Very big difference. Listening is when you're comprehending the sound, and obeying is when you're adhering to a command. Simple point, very different from each other, right? But let's get down to this round now. So, first and foremost, listening could literally improve your life and also save it. Listening is so key. This is why even the Bible says, be quick to hear, slow to speak. It's so key to evolution. It's so key to maintenance. It's literally an essential trait that I wish a lot of others use, because I think if others used it, we wouldn't even have any type of problems and contradictions towards our cultures, etc., so forth, right? But I'm not here to reinvent the wheel, so I digress. So what does it mean, right? What does it actually mean to listen, to really adhere to what you're speaking about, what you're hearing about, etc., so forth, right? When you're literally listening, right, and you can hear more, like you can hear the depth of what's being spoken. You can hear the depth of someone that's speaking, or maybe there's a sound, there's more to it. And then that's when you truly be able to comprehend the situation, to comprehend the circumstance, the scenario, whatever, so have you, right? Literally, just take your time and just listen. You'll be in so much peace. You'll find so much peace. I digress, right? So point of me writing down points. So let's get to it. Oh yes, this is for those, and this is a trait. If you haven't noticed, again, a lot of my videos about inner work, right? Doing the inside work so you can be able to shine on the outside. This is a trait, and if you haven't noticed, most of it is about going inside, and it's about being more on the mastering your defense. Because again, you'll find so many offenses, so many offenders, so much things that can be offending, right? So many things that are just off. And they'll try to throw you off. You're lying. Let's straighten up that defense then, shall we? So, in that sense, as you're doing your inner work, you're doing it. Everything is lining up. Everything is coming to, a center point, right? You want to always just be observant, because listening is a part of observation. Observation isn't just optics. It's more so sonics, hearing, listening, etc., so forth, observing, learning. You want to be able to consistently observe through your senses as well, and this is how you be able to have a well-rounded understanding of how things are approaching and how things actually progress, right? So in that sense, as you're mastering you're gaining, not even mastering your certain trait, as you're gaining mastery, right? Because that's the beautiful thing. These traits can always be consistently developed at all times. You want to constantly be in the point of developing. You want to be always developing, because as you know, we don't use that word here, mature. Nothing stops. We're in a constant state of development. Now, you may hit a point where you feel content at where you're developing at, and that's totally up to you, and that's a beautiful thing that you found contentment in your development. But also realize you never stop. You only stop when you stop. And unfortunately, when you stop, that means other traits are going to be growing that you may not understand or know. So it's good to always be conscious and aware of what's actually developing where it's developing and where you're being directed towards. Because if you're not in charge of your direction, your body be in charge of your direction. And well, that becomes more instinctual and fleshly and more reactive instead of responding. So, but I digress. We'll get to a bigger point. So when you're definitely in your point of mastering how to listen, how to really tune in your ears, and now you're becoming more observant. Now you're becoming more observant. And it's, how do you say, you're growing, and as you're growing, you're learning. And as you're learning, it's becoming more unbearing, right? Kind of going off of place. You gotta realize, work with me here, still in the shelter, we're still doing things. But it's more, this is one of those things, right? Where the title says it all. I can give you so many words and so many directions, so many explanations to the experience, but I can't exactly explain the experience because it's so paramount and so spectacular. I don't even know the words to express it, but you have to experience in order to know it. So in this case, most of the words and most of the explanations and the sentences I don't give you will lead you up to that point. In understanding of it, then you'll be able to understand exactly where I'm coming from. Because again, you got to realize a lot of these experiences that a lot of others may have reached and experienced. Oh, I hate using the same word more than once to explain the situation, right? So you know, when you experience the experience, like, come on, what are you saying? Like, but we gotta work on our diction. Again, we're still developing. But when you get to that point of when you do experience it, right? Work with me, walk with me, don't beat me up. You'll realize, all right, that's what he meant. That's what he's saying. That's where it's coming from. Because again, these experiences are so revolutionary, so revitalizing, it's so eye-opening. It's an experience. And in order to experience the experience, you gotta experience, right? What is that, right? I don't know. Don't beat me up. It's early in the morning. Still laying in it. We doing it. We cooling it. Let's keep going, right? All right. So let's get back to it, because you know I digress like a very too many words, right? Also realize this. You got to realize when you're listening. See, people like to say, and it's truth to this. So, but you want to take it with a grain. There's no such thing as disinformation. It's only disinformation when you're looking for certain information to make it applicable to your life. And generally, all information should be applicable to your life, right? And it is. But then you want to realize, you want to wean out, all right, what's beneficial and what is just noise. And then when you realize what's noise and a lot of it is noise, then you got to start weeding out, all right, not all of it is just noise, right? Maybe there's a gem, maybe there's a little gold, a little jewel in the midst of the bowl. So when you be able to discern it, because you're mastering your listening skills, then you'll be able to understand it. Then you can start to see the depth of it. Because again, when you're dealing with people in general, and specifically speaking, they may not be able to announce their issues directly. Because again, a lot of people carry their shoulder boulders. So when you're speaking to someone that may have some issues behind it, they may have not done the inner work that you have done. And this isn't to shun anybody's progress, because everyone's at different levels. Some are low, some are high, some are medium. We're all growing, right? Progressing at our own pace. Congrats. You'll realize on some of the issues that you may have conquered that you see others are struggling with, and they may not have addressed it, because again, when the aha eureka moment comes on, not really what we call it, but that's just for example purposes, the light turns on and they see that they have to clean up. They don't pick up the dustpan and broom, they cut it off. You'll see where they shut it off at and what needs to be addressed. Because again, the beautiful thing about light in general is about exposing, right? And it isn't about the point of embarrassing. It's just at the point of making things known. And then when it's known, then it can be addressed. But when you're in the dark, you won't be able to see properly. You're lost. And instead of being lost, you need to be aware, right? I digress. So you're conversing with others and you're seeing that, all right, this is someone that's dealing with a certain issue, or they're dealing with a certain point of whatever it may be. They're dealing with something. listening comes into a major important key factor here, because they may not be able to announce what's the problem is because they don't know how to say it. They may be still holding on to embarrassments, past childhood traumas, whatever it may be, all right? I'm not no psychological doctor here. All I'm doing is expressing my personal opinions on things that I worked on myself and I've seen in others. And I'm able to conquer because I've conquered it within me. I digress. So you'll see that, and as you're mastering your listening skills, you'll see exactly where they're hurt at. Because the more you talk, the more you reveal yourself. Period. It doesn't matter. You can talk to a liar all day. The more they talk, the more they're going to reveal themselves. You'll start to figure out, all right, yeah, this, whatever this dude's talking about is just like, you just talking to talk. And then when you're talking about somebody that's truthful, when the more you listen to them, the more they reveal yourself, you'll be like, all right, this guy has substance. Something's deep behind his words, etc. and so forth. And then even in that case as well, this is why I always say master listening, because when you're dealing with, I don't even know what to call them, I've been working on my dictions, because I don't want to say bitch ass nigga, because that's what they are, but at the same time, it's just, you know, we gotta grow with our diction, right? Everything's well rounded. Let's keep it growing. I want to say, sucker. Let's just say that, right? Sucker. So you're dealing with suckers out there. You'll realize that they don't want to grow. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to do any type of inside anything. And that's fine, right? That's their path. They chose that. But when you're dealing with them and you encounter them, they love to talk. Like, I mean this. Like, they love to yap. And that's really all, they're just saying it's a bunch of noise. But in the midst of that noise, when you're mastering your listening skills, you can see where they're hurt at. You can see where they're haven't mastered certain situations. Because again, they like to project their own insecurities onto others. Remember, a lot of these suckers out here, they're still dwelling within the 7 sins, the 7 deadly sins. Once you overcome those 7 deadly sins, literally everything else is positive for you, because you're in constant state of developing at that point. There's nothing in there. But again, when you're dealing with suckers, they're wrapped in the 7 deadly sins. There's something about them. They may be overly lustful, wrathful, gluttonous, greed, sloth. They're in these things, and etc. So they're in them. And unfortunately, they may have a specialty in one of them. One may be overly lustful or overly wrathful or overly greedy, whatever the case may be. But again, they will try to self-project that onto you. And I need you to understand, when you're dealing with situations like this and individuals who've been in that dirt for so long, that they mastered on how to hide it. But when you master your listening, you'll be able to discern where exactly they hitting it at. Because they'll have a smile, they'll be able to, they'll be able to conduct themselves in normal day society, and you wouldn't even know it. But there'll be certain things, because they're like crackheads when it comes to this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, this is why, like, they need it. It's like a fix for them. Like, they'll be like, oh, they're lustful, so it'll always be, there'll be something lusty about them in everything that they do. Or it'll be greedy, or it'll be wrathful. It's a hit for them, like, they need that. But when you're listening, and you're mastering your listening skills, not only are you protecting yourself, because now you're able to hear deeper than what it is. You know what I'm saying? When someone is attacking you verbally, and they go, you bitch ass me, this, that, and third, fuck you, your mama's this, your mama's that, your daddy's this, that, side, the third, your family this, that's what you ain't got, this, side, the third. And your listening skills have developed to a point where now you're not listening on a surface, you're listening on a depth. So now you're hearing them, but you're seeing where it's coming from. Like, all right, why does it, first and foremost, let's ask this question logically. Logic dictates, why do you care so much to make me want to feel bad? What are you getting from this? Are you getting high off of my problems and tribulations? Or are you projecting because now my development is offending you? And if my development is offending you, then that means my development is, again, unconsciously and autonomously turning on that light within them. And they don't like that. I'm telling you, because again, once they turn that light on, they see themselves. And that's the thing about this point of path of developing. You're not only discovering who you are, but you're forcing them to discover who they are. The light literally, it reflects back to them. And then their light turns on because, again, they start to project. Who do you think you are? Or you think you're better than me? You're not all that. You didn't even say any of these things. You didn't have to say any of these things. They said them for you. Because guess what? Unconsciously, they're thinking that. They're thinking, yo, this individual is better than me. This is the one who's doing the inner work, and it shows. It looks good. And they don't like it. Remember, soap and dirt don't hang together. Like, it's just what it is. And when they do hang together, one of them is getting washed away. I remember the point in time I was talking to an individual at that time. We just, it was an intellectual conversation, spoke to folk. And I always like to refer back to the Bible because me personally, I feel like there's a scripture in there that can explain a lot, explain everything that you may go through. So I gave him scripture, etc., so forth. And he's like, oh man, that's that brainwash stuff, man. I ain't got time for that. And then I see what he was trying to do. So I was like, you know what, you're right. It is brainwash. It is completely brainwashing that we're talking about. But if it's brainwashing, why is that a bad thing? Isn't washing something making it clean? I'm taking the dirt out? Aren't I washing my brain? You didn't say it was hypnosis. You didn't say it was manipulation. You said it was brainwashing. So being that it's brainwashing, then that means I'm washing my brain. I'm cleaning out the bull. I appreciate that. Thank you. And this dude was he got even angrier. Like it was like he transformed into something even angrier. I was like, yo, you said these words. You know what I mean? So again, I'm going all over the place with this. So let's land it back. Listen. Always have a listening ear. Be quick to hear, slow to speak, because you'll be surprised how much is revealed to you and revealed for you. And this is why you don't be attached to the conversation. You just look at it generally, because the minute, hear me? I mean, me. So too sexy for this. Anyway, the minute you personalize the situation, you become attached to it. And that's not something you want to do. You want to look at things generally, because at the end of the day, you don't know what type of shoulder boulder these individuals are carrying. You don't know what things they agree to, they disagree to, especially when they're dealing with themselves, that they have to carry their shoulder boulder. And a lot of people don't want to do the inner work, because again, when you're doing the inner work, you're just dealing with you. It's all about you at that point. Now you got to take out everything that didn't work. You got to find the things that do work, and you got to find yourself. A lot of these individuals don't know who they are because they didn't care to find out who they are. They just put on everything else around them, and that is what defines them. And unfortunately, they define themselves with things that are temporary instead of understanding who they are, so they can be more permanent and they have a stable foundation. That's it. That's all. All right, and I'm gonna end it off there. Again, this message is for the adept out there, for the master, the expert, the proficient, the efficient, the self-efficient, the one that's always doing it and never losing it, that's growing, that's going, that's glowing at all times. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. And always remember, speak good, do good, see good, then you'll think good, and everything will be good at the end of the day. Can you dig it? I think you can. And for the haters out there that love looking at your boy, make sure you look at my good side, because you know I'm sexy. Can you dig it? Yeah, I think you can. Peace, love, and light. I'll see you guys in the next video.